In order to win, Ukraine needs from 600 to 800 tanks, says Armin Papiga, CEO of the Rheinmetall military concern in Germany. The formation by NATO countries of the so-called Tank Coalition for Ukraine, according to the weapons manufacturer, is not enough to liberate the territories occupied by the Russian army. Therefore, negotiations on the construction of a new plant between Germany and Ukraine are now underway.
A Rheinmetall plant can be set up in Ukraine for around 200 million euros, which can produce up to 400 Panthers a year. Talks with the Ukrainian government are promising, and I hope for a decision in the next 2 months. Armin Papinger, CEO of Rheinmetall, in an interview with Rheinische Post.
The German investor is not afraid of the fact that a plant built in Ukraine may be under threat of Russian attacks. The head of Rheinmetall is convinced that the enterprise can be protected from Russian airstrikes and it won't be difficult to secure the air defenses, obviously hinting at the German-made Iris-T complex. According to military expert Ivan Stupak, in addition to air defenses, it is possible to reduce the risk of enemy missiles hitting the enterprise if it is located underground.
I am sure that this object, if it is made right, can remain intact. If I made it, I would dig it into the ground. That is, either build it in the mountains or deep underground. There is an experience of our metro builders. For example, in Kyiv, the Arsenalna metro station is 100 meters deep, and no Iskanders can reach this object.
According to Ivan Stupak, if the deal is successful, the construction of a tank plant should be expected in Ukraine after the end of hostilities, and priority at such defense enterprises should already be given to the production of new equipment and weapons of the 5th generation, and not to the improvement of the old by gold ones like Leopard 2.
Most likely, after the war, all that we have left from the Soviet times, we will sell somewhere to Africa and exchange it for German Leopards. If these are tanks, for aviation, for Western weapons equipment, we will get rid of the old Soviet, not rubbish, but the old Soviet heritage of weapons, and we will switch to NATO standards. It is very important. On the one hand, this is the economy. On the other hand, this is the modern military industry.
In mid-January, at the Economic Forum in Davos, Ukraine emphasized priority areas that will become drivers of the country's post-war recovery. The government of Ukraine made an emphasis. High-tech defensive equipment is in first place in attracting investments from Western partners.
The very next day after the victory, Ukraine will become a sort of global investment mecca. Companies that are ready to invest in Ukraine and localize production here understand that we are actually talking not only about the Ukrainian market, but about the EU market, because Ukraine will be in the European Union. Private international investment can become the core for the restoration of Ukraine. Yulia Sviridenko, First Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Economic Development and Trade of Ukraine, during a performance at the World Economic Forum in Davos.
At the moment, Ukraine needs ammunition and equipment from Western partners, and Germany, which has been criticized throughout the past year by Kyiv and elsewhere for taking too long to agree to new deliveries, is now taking the lead in providing weapons. It is reported by Reuters.
Air defense systems such as the German Iris-T and Patriots from the US, as well as from Germany, are very important in protecting civilian and critical infrastructure. Secondly, battle tanks. Much has changed here either. At first, there were 14 of them. Then, 4 more were delivered by Germany, plus the supply of Leopard 1 tanks. Germany took on an important role in creating a tank coalition.
The German government signed contracts with the Rheinmetall concern to resume the production of Leopard anti-aircraft guns for Ukraine. As the director of the concern, Armin Papiga, says, now the enterprise is operating at full capacity. More than 40 modern infantry fighting vehicles have already been put into operation, and there will be about 100 of them by the end of the year. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Natalia Bilokudra, Evgeny Karmazin, UATV News.